Already it has been one whole year since the Switch has been released out to the public, and boy has it been an amazing year for the Switch and its lineup of games, not to mention the Switch passing the Wii U in sales in only its first year. But although it had an overall fantastic year, I still want to recap Nintendo's big comeback from the Wii U to the Switch and how the system still holds up since its release back in 2017. Well, enough being said, let's get started with this recap. When the Switch launched, it only launched with 10 games, 5 of those games being retail games, the other 5 being digital-only games. These games being The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Bomberman R, Skylanders Imaginators, 1-2 Switch, and Just Dance 2017 for the retail side of the games. And for the digital side, it consisted of I Am Setsuna, Fast RMX, Snipper Clips, Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, and Shovel Knight Spectre of Torment. Even with only 10 games at launch, the Switch managed to sell outstandingly, and to be fair, Nintendo owes a lot of that success to Breath of the Wild, a very big anticipated game for Nintendo fans and non-fans alike. After the successful launch of the Switch, Nintendo kept the momentum going by releasing a first-party game almost every month starting in April with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and this proved to do good for the system since Switch owners can expect something at least every month with big first-party releases. Not to mention we were getting Nintendo Directs pretty frequently, at least compared to the other years, with a good amount of news in them. Now to E3 2017. E3 2017 proved to be a very disappointing E3 compared to the past E3 conferences, but Nintendo surely had all eyes on them. People were anxious to know what Nintendo had planned for their newest system, so Nintendo had to deliver, and deliver they did. In the Nintendo Spotlight, they announced many games in a quick amount of time, announcing games such as Yoshi 2018, Metroid Prime 4, Kirby Star Allies, and fucking Pokemon for the goddamn system. It was insane, not to mention Nintendo said that all those games are coming in 2018, which is crazy. Personally, I don't believe Pokemon or Metroid Prime 4 is coming to the Nintendo Switch this year, but who knows. After that E3, I'm sure that Nintendo grabbed many non-Switch owners' attentions. After E3, we got a lot more third-party games and first-party games for the Switch, but there was one big third-party game coming to the Switch that showed us all that the Switch is capable of running next-gen games, and that was the port of Doom 2016. Although the game was in 720p and ran in 30 frames, the game still runs very smoothly and had rarely no frame dips. This game running on the Switch told many Switch owners and non-Switch owners that it can run games like Doom, games that have high demanding graphics and visuals. And I believe this was the biggest reassurance of third-party games we have ever gotten. But then, we got Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey was like the Breath of the Wild of the holiday season. This game received critical acclaim and sold millions, and is among the top rated games of the Switch, along with Breath of the Wild of course. As of now, many of you are thinking, now what a fantastic year for the Switch, and Nintendo, it looks like they just had an overall perfect year, good for them. Well no, there's one problem that people seem to criticize the Switch for, and that's ports. You see, the Switch got many games, yes, but a lot of them are ports. For example, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Pokken Tournament DX, Bayonetta 1 and 2, heck even Doom was a port of a 2016 game that came out on the PS4, PC, and Xbox One. Ports aren't a problem for me, but it is for many other people, and I can see why this is the case. But I'll save this topic for another video in the near future. But overall, yes, the Switch had a very great year, one that the Wii U could only have dreamed of. But in conclusion, does the Switch still hold up well since its release back in March 3rd of 2017? Of course it is, there's no question about it, especially if you didn't own a Wii U, this system should definitely be on your radar. The Switch's library has really been growing since it came out, with having a game every month at least. Even if they're ports, there's probably ports you haven't played that are on the Switch, sort of like Dragon Quest Builders and Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. There's plenty of games to pick from, and even new games such as Super Mario Odyssey, Kirby Star Allies, and much more. Yes, the system has countless of problems, majority of those problems coming from the dock. The dock scratches your screen, it scratches the back of your system, it even makes the system warp, and the fact that the Switch still doesn't have YouTube, Netflix, or even Crunchyroll on the eShop. But if you can oversee these problems, then you'll get yourself a fantastic system, one that you can take anywhere and even has a Game of the Year game on the console in its first year, which is insane. But I think the most important part of the Switch's first year is the fact how much Nintendo learned from their experiences from the Wii U. They learned a lot from the Wii U, and they really transitioned it well to the Switch, where they had more confidence of doing things that they couldn't do on the Wii U. And as we see, we have more of these games and more of these rated M games and more of these third-party games because of it. And I think that's the most important part of the Switch's first year. But as always, this is only just my opinion. Tell me what your opinion is. Is the Switch's first year as impressive as I thought it was, or was it very underwhelming? Make sure to tell me what you think in the comments below. And also, click like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm gonna go play on my Switch and go listen to Soto sing Despacito.